show you how to
So we are now, you'll see we're going live, and we're going to go ahead and put your intro in.
Sometimes you make it home, you're left wasting. No one can make it go away.
All right, well, welcome everybody to another edition of Miss Bomey's Zone. Special guest tonight, Miss Mary. She likes it when I say that. Miss Mary.
Hello.
Yeah. And everything in the world that is soprano. So definitely, if you're a Sopranos fan, you're going to want to listen up. Smile Money's in first. How you doing, Mr. Smile Money? He says the commercial's playing. That's right. Ms. Bomey sells commercials. So, sorry. Other than that, it's all you. Take it away, ladies.
Oh, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you're going to enjoy this topic. I'm so freaking excited about this because anybody who knows me and has seen me on YouTube, my opening on my YouTube has always been the theme from The Sopranos. So I am quite excited to talk about this. And Mary, I just want to say thanks for coming on over and joining me to be part of this discussion tonight.
Yeah, I told her I had to talk about it really fast because I just finished watching the series, and in about another month I won't remember. So, you know.
That's usually how it goes. You can only keep so much in the old noggin before it starts going bye-bye. Absolutely. So we got a bunch of different things that I think that we want to talk about tonight. Some of the things that we want to talk about is probably the characters, like our favorite character or characters, not so favorite ones. Let's talk about maybe some of the craziest moments or some of the craziest scenes that scenarios that caught you by surprise and you kind of went, "What the hell just happened?"
Mm-hmm.
And for those kiddies that are listening, don't listen. Snap out of those shows. And some of the other things.
The ending. What's your thought?
And what our thoughts are on the ending. Because I'm kind of curious now that you've just now finished it, what your thoughts.
Yep. And I think I know what the answer is.
Okay. So should we just dive right in and get started? Where do you want to start? I'm going to start with a favorite episode or favorite scene or favorite character?
Well, how about most hated characters?
There you go. Okay.
I could not stand that Richie.
The Richie guy.
When he came out of the can, and he was just such a rotten little guy.
He was. I don't know who it escapes me as who the character is or the actor that played him, but I think he did a good job because anytime that you're playing an asshole and people are hating you for it, you're acting. I think
he was awful, and it's like I don't condone killing people, but I did not feel bad at all when he got shot.
Yeah,
because what are you gonna do? Shoot me? Yeah.
As a matter of fact, yes. And that's kind of what happened. His character, the one scene that I had just watched again was where they were having their poker night, and it was kind of going all night long, and it was just by invite only, and so they're all kind of, sitting around there doing their thing, playing their cards. And all of a sudden, that Richie comes in and he's like busting that guy's balls. And then Tony comes over and says, "What the hell do you think you're doing here?"
Mm-hmm.
He just, to me, he was a character that had no boundaries, no limitations. You know what I mean? Like he
was a wild card.
Yeah. If he wanted to do something, it was like, gonna do it. To hell with you. That's how it is. Blah, blah, blah. And, away he would go. Trying to see if I can find the name of that actor that portrayed him. We're just kind of trying to take a gander here and look through. I'm not sure. But that was one of the things that kind of surprised me about his
Richie
character.
Aprile.
Richie Aprile.
David
Where-
Proval.
David Provo.
Is
Yeah.
that the right one?
Yep, that's the right one, Richie Aprile. I thought he did such a good job, though.
He did do a good job, and I wasn't sad when he died.
No, I wasn't sad when he died either. And the other one too, the one that came up from Florida,
Ralph. Janice
Oh.
really knew how to pick him.
Oh my God. The whole entire time that anything that Ralph said or did, I just wanted to bitch slap him.
Oh.
I really did. So, that guy did a really good job. Joe Palatino, and it's Ralph. I don't know how you pronounce that last name.
Chevetto.
Shafado. We're probably slaughtering the poor dude's name. But anyways, I thought he did a really good job.
I believe it's Pantolino.
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 Yeah, I believe.
Not like no.
Not
Almost
not
sounds
not a Pananotolino.
Well, it
Pantolino.
almost sounds like no pants.
Yeah.
It's pantalones.
Well, it's his pants no lino. Pantolino.
No pants.
The pants there no lino this side or that side. I
They don't
know.
lino.
They don't lino.
Oh, don't start that crap already.
So and then one of my most favorite characters
Yep.
that I thought was horrible and lovable was the mom. She was so.
She's like,
She was the meanest
God.
old lady.
honest to God, it's like 1 minute she's the bitch from hell, and the next minute I love you.
Yeah.
You know, it was like yin and yang.
And I thought she looked familiar, and I realized I looked up Nancy Marchand,
Yeah.
and she used to play on the Lou Grant show as Mrs. Pinshaw, who was like the owner of a newspaper, and she was a very rich, pompous woman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what an actress, because she was so totally different as the
Mhm.
mother.
Yeah.
Lou Grant. Lou Grant. So that means that was after is that the spinoff Lou Grant from the Mary Tyler Moore
Yeah,
Show?
Lou Grant was after the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fun looking at some of their credits of previous movies they'd been in.
I didn't get a chance to do that. I'm glad you got to research that piece of it. And if you,
That's the only one I really
Okay.
remember, except for Lorraine Bracco was in Goodfellas as the wife, and she was originally
Yeah.
supposed to be Carmela,
yes.
Tony's wife, but she goes, I already did that. I'd really
Mhm.
kind of like to be the psychiatrist. So
Yeah.
that's, and she did an
She's
excellent
awesome.
job.
Oh, she's
She-
awesome. She's
She
great.
did. She did a good job as because like the one scene that we were just talking about before we all got on is when he goes to see her and he's been having these sessions with her and he's so totally frustrated. He feels like he's getting nowhere, and then I think said something that just triggered him, and then he literally got inches from her face and was just shouting at her. I'm like, oh my God, is he gonna kill her? Is another person going to die in this episode?
I know, very frightening.
I
Yeah.
saw the one episode too where I was doing all the binge watching too. It was weird as hell. This guy was talking about yeah, he's our leader. Tony's our leader. And now he goes to a psychiatrist and he starts spinning his finger around his head like, yeah, the wacko's in charge. The guy sitting beside him looks at him and gives him that crazy look and ends up shooting him in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, a bottle of mezcal just showed up. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, who gave you that? Sorry.
He's traded gun parts to Matt.
So, and as far as special effects go, of course, there was a lot of, killing and kind of gross stuff on there. But the one artistically I thought was just amazing was when this guy hung himself. Because when you see somebody hang themselves, you only see like their legs,
Mhm.
or you see a little headshot first and that.
Yeah.
They actually kept the camera on there the whole time.
Mhm.
And I was just having a hard time even understanding how they could do it. So even though I was horrified that it was being shown, from a artistic standpoint, I thought, oh my God, what a good job they did.
I think they did a really good job with just the violence of it overall. Because let me tell you, so many people got the shit beat out of them or shot. It was just like crazy.
What was horrifying was the rape scene from Dr. Melfi, when she got raped in the stairwell.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I thought it was really interesting too, because she got the crap beat out of her and stuff, and she knew if she just said anything to Tony,
Mm-hmm.
he would have killed the guy, because she knew who the guy was. But
that's
she
right.
chose not to. But it's
Yeah.
sort of like you hate what a person does, but yet you also admire it in a way, because not everyone can do that.
No.
Oh, I sound like I'm glorifying violence, but I'm not.
No, but it's when you're in that moment watching it, it's your perspective is quite different.
Well, you're not glorifying it. There's actually a thing that people become attached to their captors or people that are harming them. There's actually a medical condition.
Yeah, the shoot.
That's not Munchausen.
No, that's
Munchausen's or whatever.
No, that's when you like to see your kid get sick and almost die.
But it's something similar to that. Think about that for a second.
I've learned not to look up things on Google anymore, so I won't look at it.
I'm just going to take a moment to say hello to everybody in the chat room. Give a couple shout outs here. We have Smile Money. We have Ed. We have
Black Dog Christopher.
Smile Money? Who's that?
Some guy. He called into my radio show once.
But not Eric's.
But not Eric. It looks like that's all we have in there so far tonight. Hopefully there'll be more joining us. So if you guys have a comment on anything that we're talking about, we can see. So we'll make sure to incorporate that into our topic here tonight. So yeah, it was a great series. I think that they had a really nice long run. The characters, though, let's talk about the characters for a minute. When you think about Tony Soprano, I'm going to start with him, and we'll just kind of go down the line from there. I think one of the reasons why I liked it so much is because not only did it talk and show the mafia family, but it also showed his family too. Mm-hmm. And all the crap that he had to deal with having a wife and having kids and, all the responsibilities that go on with that life, plus his other life. Yeah. And watching him struggle with that and sometimes trying to, do that balancing act, if you will, and having a really hard time of it, I think, Yeah. It's kind of crazy. And, and then Carmela, his wife, her character was very interesting. Because to me, it seemed like she'd get so mad at him, like when she'd say, you and your, whores. And she'd get mad that he was, sleeping around and having sex with everybody and all these other, things that she brought to light. And the two of them would just be fighting, really hardcore about it back and forth. And then he did make a good point, though. He goes, you know what you were signing up for.
Yeah, she wasn't innocent in all of it.
No, but it was kind of funny because she always tried to portray herself as this innocent person, and then inviting the priest over to have dinner and making sure to go to church and trying to act like such a good girl. And it's like, you know what your husband does. Come on.
Yeah. And basically, she was kind of told that when that teacher that she got involved with pretty much told her that. Goes, well, I figured you were manipulating me. That's what you do to everybody. Basically, she used Tony to get what she wanted.
Yep. And she wanted the nice house and the car and the
So
jewelry and yeah.
she wasn't innocent.
Mm-mm. No, not at all. So I think that the actual portraying of both of those characters and the struggles just between the two of them, on a personal level with their marriage, um, I think they did that pretty well. I think it was well written and well acted upon.
I love James Gandolfini, but I have to say, I just didn't see where the attraction was.
I know.
So when I see him sleeping with all these women, it's like, really?
Okay,
Must
now
be
hold
a
on.
power thing.
Have you ever seen Steven Tyler from Aerosmith?
Who?
Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Yes.
Same thing. Why,
Oh,
why,
he's
are, why are there
ugly.
right? But why are there lines of people that are like, yeah, sure, why not? It's because of who they
Yeah.
are. Because of who they are.
Exactly. Yeah, they have status or something.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it. I think that's what the attraction, was for these girls that got involved with Tony.
Yeah.
Because it's like I had that same thought. It's like, oh come on, you're not like you're not one of my Friday boys.
But he could be very charming. So
Mhm.
I do have to say he was such a great actor because you'd think, what a jerk in 1 minute, and then he'd be like just loving and
Yeah.
vulnerable in the next, and
Yeah.
then he'd be helping hack up a guy
I know.
in the next scene.
I know. That always just that always just caught me by surprise. It's like, okay, we're gonna kill this person. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? It's just the whole attitude that they had about
It's
it.
just business. That's all.
It's just business.
It's business.
Yeah, it's just business.
Yeah, and
No,
they,
but-
and
Like,
in a way they did have a code.
I loved how they would say, it's nothing personal. It's not personal.
It's
Yeah.
not personal.
Okay,
It's
so you're
business.
gonna wrap a wire around my neck, lift me 3 feet off the freaking ground, and choke me out. It's not personal though. It's just business. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for
Let's
clarifying.
That's a good point. Let's talk about that. What's that character's name now? Johnny. They had the wife. and
Johnny
then-
Sacks.
Yeah. And remember that episode or scene where the guys are all gathering around the table and they're eating dinner, and somebody makes a comment about Johnny Sacks'
Wife, yeah, Ginny.
Yeah, Jenny, and how he was just so pissed off about that, and he wanted, he wanted something to be done about this because it was hurting his image and her image, and it was just disrespectful, and on and on and on he went. He was like the bulldog with the bone. He just did not want to give that one up at all.
Yeah, and he really truly loved her,
Mhm.
And he said, I think she's beautiful. I never cared about her weight. And what's funny too, she was one of the walk-ons. They did an open audition,
Oh.
and she had never acted before.
Mhm.
She lived in New Jersey, I believe. They thought she'd be great for that, and they kept her on. That's the only thing she's done since, before or since.
Before since.
Yeah,
Not funny.
yeah, she was really,
Wow.
really
I
good
didn't know
in it.
that.
Yeah,
But
and
she looked like she was a natural at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some people got that, just have that where they can pull it off.
okay, this sounds mean, but she was really good at playing a fat lady because she was. Just like I'd be good at.
They'll be good at playing it being chunky monkeys.
No, but she was a sweet lady though too.
Yeah, she was, and you could tell that he really did care for her because he really went to bat for her. He
Yeah,
said,
he did.
you really disrespected my wife, you disrespected me, you're tainting my image, and he was not happy about it. Was not having any of it. That's for sure.
Let's see what else. I can't multitask very good, so I was
Oh,
trying
no.
to read
You're trying
and
to read what's going on
and
in
think
chat
at the
room.
same time doesn't work well
Yeah.
for me. Oh, what was another thing? There was so much that happened. Okay. When do you want to talk about the ending?
Oh, no, for a little while.
Okay.
We'll save the end for the end.
Okay.
The one thing, let's talk about Tony and that love for that horse. And when he found out what Ralphie did.
Oh my gosh. You know, all that stuff made sense in the last season because
Mhm.
he was just had a fascination with those ducks
Yes.
and felt bad.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause
he
that
had
was
a
in the
real
first-
soft heart thing
Yep.
for animals.
The first
and,
season, it was the ducks, and he really did.
yeah.
And then when they flew away and, went on their own, he got all depressed and upset about it because the ducks were gone.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then in the last season, they had told Melfi how this cognitive therapy and all that didn't really help for psychopaths,
No,
and he had all of the signs of one.
he did. That's for sure. He did.
How about that Gloria chick that he got involved with and was so crazy about? She sold the cars.
Oh, was she the one where they got into the big fight and then she threw a steak at him?
Yep,
Okay,
that's the one.
yeah. Oh, okay, that chick. Sorry, excuse me, I'm gonna swear. Bat shit crazy.
Well, when you meet her in a psychiatrist's office, I mean, it's probably that's a
There's
clue.
There's your sign.
And there's your sign.
True. She did it. She did a good job. And that was the other thing too. Tony's character. He had a lot of different women that he gravitated towards and took a liking to, and most of them I don't think were really in their right frame of mind.
No.
No, not at all. And then the other girl that he really took a liking to was that Russian girl that only had the one leg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And she just said he was too much trouble and you whined too much.
Yeah. And then he was pissed off because basically they had sex and then she dumped him.
Yeah. Because he was too much trouble.
Yeah.
Now, did you see this Dominica Baccaleri was played by 4 different women, same character.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that.
Each one of them played 5 episodes.
Wow. In 2006 and 2007.
But Brianna Laughlin, Kimberly
Mm-hmm.
Laughlin, Emily Poulter, and Avery Poulter. So it looks like 2 sets of sisters.
Dominica Bacca. Oh, is that the little girl?
I don't know, but it looks like
Oh, I bet it was.
But there's 2 sets of sisters, the Poulter sisters and the Laughlin sisters, that
Yeah,
played
'cause
Dominica. Yeah, that's wild. I did not know
They
that.
use twins for children.
Yeah,
So that's
didn't know
why
that.
I'm guessing that it's Bobby and Janice's daughter, that little girl.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot
Because
because
that's his last name.
that's who Janice ended up with. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about crazy women in Tony's life. Let's talk about the sister Janice for a minute. There was a whole bag of crazy going on with her.
She was interesting too because she could be real nice and sweet and caring, and then she could be just ruthless.
Oh yeah, I always used to laugh because you've got a brother, I've got a brother. I know what it's like when you have brothers and sisters, and sometimes you do disagree and you do fight. Not to that extent, like they're practically beating each other to death. But the part that I always thought was funny is that when Tony would bring up something and call Janet out on it, she'd be like, I could bring so much shit up right now, but I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
It's like, she did that every single time. Did you notice that when they would fight?
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just have at it once? Throw it all on the table, have your knockdown, drag out, let's be done and move on. No. I could bring so much crap up right now, but I'm not gonna. Okay. But her taste in men, holy crap piles.
Oh, those are 2 of the worst guys ever. Oh, she had another guy in between there that
Yeah.
looked like a zombie.
Yeah. I can't remember what his character was.
He looked like the crypt keeper.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember what that character's name was. But the most shocking part of Janet and her character that kind of caught me off guard, because some of the things after a while you just go, okay, yeah, well, it's just business, or that's just the way that they are, was the scene with her and Richie having sex, and he's got the gun pointed to her head.
Yeah.
And he was like getting off on this. And she was going along for the ride. You people are sick and crazy, and I can't believe I just watched this.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Whatever, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah. It wasn't like no big deal to her. I mean, that's kind of the sense that I got about her character. It was like, well, anything goes. No big deal.
Yeah.
You know? But that was one of my shocking moments.
Yeah, that
Watching.
was, because that was.
Because I think that
a
was
little-
like in like episode 3 or 4 or somewhere
Yeah.
in there.
No, I was watching it with my son. I'm like, well, you don't see that every day.
And really, what can you say at that point?
I know.
Like, well, okay.
But I noticed they always had their they always had different dancing ladies. How's that a way to put it? They always had pretty good shots of the different dancing ladies in the Bada Bing. And
Oh yeah.
I said, I've not been to a strip bar, but I doubt they really look as good as those women did.
I'm gonna tell you no. But yeah, let's talk about that, because that's one place that they like to frequently hang out, and why not? It was like tatas in their face all the time. But they would always be hanging out there, either watching the girls, eating, drinking,
Yeah.
And it was
Silvio, whatever. He's the one who
He was the owner.
owned it. Salvo.
Salvo, right? Salvo?
Salvo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sal owned it. But he obviously had good taste in the women that he hired.
Yeah. I have to say, I had to stare.
Yeah.
Not going, real, not real. Real, not real.
Oh God, I wasn't the only one that was doing that.
But I thought, real women don't look like that. They're beautiful women that they put on the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, speaking of,
Mm-hmm.
how about when Ralph had that young 20-year-old that was a niece of Silvo's or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and she got pregnant, and she let him know,
Yes.
and he beat her to death.
Mm-hmm.
That was so.
Is
horrible.
that the one where she was on the side of the road
Yes.
and he bashed her head into the guardrail?
Into the guardrail.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he just like walked away like nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah, and then he was a made man, so Tony would have killed him, but he couldn't.
But he couldn't.
And he
Yeah.
kind of got in trouble for beating him up. But
Mhm.
oh my God. And that's when you saw, there's a big difference between Tony and Ralph.
Yeah.
Tony's a piece of shit.
That's it too.
Oh.
He
Or
really
did I say
was.
Tony is? Ralph is.
Ralph is.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. I'm getting too worked up here.
Yeah, I don't remember what season that was in.
Oh, that's Satriali's, where that's a real place in Jersey. And
is?
yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
It's a real place. There's a YouTube thing about the real Sopranos, and it talks about a family from New Jersey. And there's a lot of these real places were filmed in New Jersey. But I have to say, after, knowing what they do and cutting up people and stuff like that, I just have not been able to eat pork since.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm in trouble.
Of all the things, you just chose pork.
No. There
Because
was,
usually they show pigs.
but did they kill somebody that was in the
He used a fish to kill. He used a redfish to kill one guy. He had a gun stuck in the gut of a redfish. Walked up on that one boat and then pulled the gun out of the mouth of the redfish and
Yeah,
shot him.
that was
missed that.
not Bobby. What was his name?
Bobby Butt
Not Bobby. What's the other guy's name?
Pussy.
Pussy.
Yeah, they block chained him so they would
Yeah.
go down.
Yeah.
I mean, they used all kinds of animals. I mean, but
Pussy
she picked
slept with the kids.
she chooses pork. They killed
Yeah, I
everybody,
know.
so I can't eat pork chops.
But they did do the killing in the
Yeah.
butcher shop.
In the
That's
sack.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. And the pig, he looked back at the pig that was staring at him.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what bothered me about it. And so it's in my.
It was that.
I'll get over it though.
In the
One
meantime,
good pork-
we'll be boarding
one-
the pork aisle at the grocery store.
One good pork chop and she'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there was always a lot going on. And what I liked about it too is that because there were so many different characters, they kind of had their own, little history story, if you will. And it kind of all come together, I think, beautifully when they would do all these different episodes.
How about Christopher?
Christopher,
I did not like him as a character. No, not at all.
Christopher,
He was a whiny little shit. That's
Yeah.
what he was.
not boyfriend.
Oh, I was getting ready to agree. I'm sorry.
I
Sorry.
think he's listening.
Sorry.
Who
You went
said
right.
that?
You went
Who said
right.
that?
I went left.
I demolished. I heard.
Are you effing talking to me?
Where? I gotta scroll back
Uncle
down.
Junior. Yeah, he was a character.
Uncle Juno.
Definitely.
Oh, Uncle Juno. Yeah.
Junior. He was.
Junior.
He was something else.
You know what the funny part about him is? Let's talk about him for a minute. We'll come back
Okay.
to Christopher. When he was acting crazy, or if he really was crazy, it's still hard to determine. But when he went to the next door neighbors and knocked on the door in his pajamas and said, "Can I have some ice cream?"
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was doing that as a show for the
Yeah.
guys who were watching him. But
yeah,
then,
because
yeah,
he had to go to court. He was gonna, get
yeah,
into all kinds of he had all kinds of problems and whatnot there.
then it turns out he really did go
hmm
dementia.
Yeah, he really did. His character was hilarious, though. I thought,
Oh,
I guess if any character, that would be a fun one to play because you could get away with all kinds of shit and say, you know what, I'm just crazy.
yeah, and he was quite the opera singer.
Yeah,
And he put out an album.
I remember he did sing. Wasn't it at one of the funerals? Of,
Yeah, it was at-
the kid that died. Wasn't that a relative of Tony's or something?
Yeah, I was at that Jackie Jr.
Jackie Jr. Yeah, yeah, and he sung at the funeral, and boy, it was really good. He has a really good voice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, we did a squirrel moment there, John. Going back to Christopher, what was it that you didn't like about him?
Hold on. Which
what
Christopher? Which Christopher is this?
Christopher Maltasante
Oh, okay.
of the
Yeah.
Sopranos.
I didn't know if she just didn't like your boyfriend or
No, Christopher on The Sopranos. He was an ungrateful, whiny little shit. And he treated his girlfriend like crap.
Yeah, but some of it she did deserve, though, because remember, she got approached by the FBI, and that was a big no-no.
Oh, well, yeah, but she...
Later on. But, yeah. And then he was, but he had his problems, though, too. I mean, he was doing cocaine, and he was into drugs and all kinds of stuff, and yeah. I was surprised that he was actually made a member of the family.
I know. It's like they gave him way too much credit. And then he made that show, Cleaver.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
Oh, okay. He made this was in the last season, I think. And he made a movie, Cleaver. and it was basically like an apocalypse thing, but they also yeah, he kind of took the character of Tony
Mm-hmm.
and had him killed at the end. So that's when Tony really realized that Christopher still thought maybe him and Adriana had something going on there, and
Mhm.
had kind of a hate on for him. And I think that's why Tony also
I think
helped him die.
yeah, I think that was a combination of that and then the drugs. Because
Yeah.
remember when
You
Tony
are-
and Christopher.
You're not using the
What?
word whack. Aren't you supposed to use the word whack? That's why Tony whacked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also didn't say get the fuck out of here. I apologize to anybody listening in New York. That was really a bad accent.
That's
Yeah,
a Minnesota New Yorker.
Yeah. If I was to say, get the fuck out of here, eh? Well, then maybe.
Yeah.
There's a New Yorker
Talking
who
a
eats
booch.
square pizza.
Yeah.
But at the end, when they were in the car together and they went off the road, Christopher said to him, "You got to take you got to take my place, because if I get caught again, they're gonna make me lose my license." So I think he must have been doing drugs again, and I don't think that Tony realized it until that moment. Because remember, a while back, previous to that,
Yeah.
because that was like the last episode, but previous to that last episode, they did that intervention for him, and then he
Yeah.
cleaned up for a while. But I felt kind of bad for him at one point in time, because when he did clean up and he wasn't doing the alcohol and he wasn't doing the drugs, those guys were freaking busting his balls all the time. And I did feel bad for him in that moment.
I didn't. I thought he was a little dick.
I like the way she slid off into the hole. Those guys was busting his balls all the whole time. I love how she did that. They're busting his balls all the time.
Well, they were.
It's a jazzy thing. Shut up.
Jesse.
Yeah.
What was Furio. When he was that like hitman guy or whatever from
They came from Italy.
Italy, and
The
when
law.
they first showed him, he was so intimidating
Mm-hmm.
that I thought, oh man, that guy's, you just don't know what he's gonna do. And then he completely changed his character,
Mm-hmm.
and turned out to be such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
It
kind of makes you wonder why he was hanging out with the rest of these dudes,
Well, that's
Yeah.
And they never said what happened to him, but
Mm-mm.
there was one point where he almost killed Tony. Remember when they were both drinking? And there was a helicopter propeller, and he almost pushed him into it. He could
I
have.
forgot about that.
Because somebody said you either better leave her alone or
Or kill him.
kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he ended up going back to Italy, and
And that was a sad, sad day for Carmilla,
yes, it was.
because that was her eye candy.
But she knew damn well just showing any interest in him would get him killed. She had to have known
But
that.
see, this is the thing that kills me about it. The guys have a double standard. They can go out there, put their dick in anything, come home, everything's fine. But the
Oh,
minute their
boy.
wife
Here we go.
takes and looks at a guy and says, he's some nice eye candy, it's like, get the fuck out of here, quote unquote, because that's what they say.
Mhm.
And it's like, can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. It's
No,
like,
because
it's such a double standard.
it insults them.
Oh, and the
Yeah.
wife isn't insulted by all your catting around?
No, that's
I'm
just
just
what they
saying.
do.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
It's weird.
It is a double
I mean,
standard.
when you think about
But like you said, she knew exactly what this was. She grew up
She
with it.
grew
She
up.
knew exactly
Mhm.
what was going on.
yeah, she did. So,
But not all of them slept around like Johnny Sack. He was totally in love with his wife, and he was
Mhm.
only with her,
yeah, you didn't
as
really
far
see-
as I understood. Yeah.
Yeah, because you really didn't see his character carousing around. Tony, on the other hand, total man whore. Oh, we got some more people that are joining us in the chat room. We've got Bearded CB82. I'm just going to scroll down here. We have Ronald. And it looks like Erica B&E Brew Reviews is in there too. He must be having a cigar listening.
He had something to say about Christopher too.
Who it is?
B&E Brew
Oh.
Reviews.
Right there. Oh, what company is an asshole? I didn't say that. I'm reading a comment in the chat room.
Okay.
So thanks, guys, for joining us in the chat room. As you know, we still don't have a phone number yet, so
We have a phone number.
We have a phone number. It's just not working as of yet. But John is still working on it. So hopefully at some point in time down the road, we will have that so you can call in. But in the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, do put them in the chat room because Mary and I we're reading them as we go along.
They're experts. They're experts in all things Sopranos.
Well, not really. Just for a limited time only.
Yeah, for limited time only.
Ask me in a month and I won't know the names of anybody.
Take a second and tell people about that book.
What? Oh.
Well, what? The giant soprano. She's like, what book? What book?
What?
There's that giant book in front of you that says Sopranos on it. That book.
I thought you're talking about something different. Okay, so I know that this is radio and you people can't see that out there, but I do have a book called The Sopranos, and it's a big, thick book. And in this book, it has all of the seasons in here on DVD discs, and listed in the book. It'll say on disc 1 what the names of the episodes were. Like disc 1, episode 1 is Guy walks into a psychiatrist's office. That I think was that the first time that Tony went to see.
Yeah.
Disc 2.
The Amazing Lorraine Bracco.
Big Girls Don't Cry. They have like names for every episode that they have. So there's all the discs for all 6 seasons. There was 6 seasons, and it started in 1999 was the first season. And then it went from there. And then I also have, as a bonus feature, some of the cuts.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
We'll have to watch those.
Yeah. So those are extras. And then it talks about here, The Sopranos, the music from... talks about the soundtracks, the music, how they came to pick it. And then I also have the discs for that, for the CDs for The Sopranos. It's called Peppers and Eggs, and there's 2 discs for that. And then the third portion of the book is a breakdown of each episode that gives a little excerpt as to, what it is. So episode 1, season 1 was The Sopranos. And so it begins, and then it kind of goes from there and tells you a little bit of detail as to what happened in that episode. And that goes all the way through the 6 episodes. And with each page of these episodes, it will show characters like Tony's on here, Carmela's on here. And it just kind of goes, from there, Uncle Juno, and all the main characters.
I always thought it was Junior.
Juno.
I have no idea.
I
know he had a really weird first name.
One of my favorite characters, speaking of characters, that I just thought was like off the wall, was Paulie.
Oh, yeah, and he really spent time in prison.
He did. I was really surprised to find that out. But his character was just kind of like all over the place. And I thought it was the funny part of his character was when they took a trip to Italy. Do you remember when they took the trip to Italy?
Yeah.
He's trying to speak Italian. He's trying to act all cool and, drink his little espresso and stuff. And I'm like, oh, dude, you look like a fish out of water.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he was something else.
Yeah. I really enjoyed his character.
I remember Tony thinking he was late in the head. He saw him listening to cartoons, laughing really hard or something.
Yep. And the other thing that sticks out about him is, and this was another kind of shocking and awe moment for me, is when he went to visit his mom's, or when he was in his mom's friend's house or apartment, and he was in her bedroom, and he was looking for something in the bedroom, and he was underneath the bed, and then she caught him in there, and she's like, Paulie, is that you? And then he was trying to make up an excuse and say, well, my mom sent me. Well, I'm going to call your mom.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
found that so funny because it's an old lady and Polly, and it's like you guys are adults and you're like in your senior years here, and you're still saying, I'm gonna pick up the phone and call your mom.
Yeah, but didn't he end up choking her out?
He
He
with the
whacked
pillow.
her. He whacked
There
her.
you go. There you go. He whacked her. Yeah.
He snuffed her out with the pillow. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't think snuff is what you mean by that. I think that's a different kind of
What is that
movie.
called?
That's a
Oh,
different
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
Christine.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay, let's not do snuff here.
What is the word?
Oh,
I'm
I'm
looking
sure the
for?
chat room's gonna go crazy now. Christine's talking snuff films. Oh my god.
Oh, no. Let's
Oh,
make the correction.
they wrote on here Polly was an actual made man too. I didn't know that.
Oh, I
Cool.
didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
I can't remember how many years he spent, but I think it was 7.
Mm-hmm.
And he just figured it'd be better to play a guy in the mafia
Yeah.
than to be in the mafia. But so I wonder how he got out.
I don't know, but his character I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't use that word. She got whacked. Is that better, John?
Oh my heavens.
Now she's shaking his pumpkin on the other side of the glass.
Oh my
What?
word.
No. Yeah, sorry.
Oh my heavens. She's off on snuff films now.
Yeah.
Gotta get her back on track. You know, Lorraine Bracco,
Yeah.
the amazing, incredible actress that was the psychiatrist there. You know, I think she was one of the only people of the show who left the show and went straight into another major role. There was 86 episodes of The Sopranos. She left The Sopranos upon its conclusion, did one little quick thing, and then went straight into Rizzoli and Isles as the mother, and she played 105 episodes.
Didn't Edie Falco do?
Yeah, Edie
episodes
Falco
too?
went into
Nurse or something?
Jackie.
Nurse Jackie. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So she went into that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But Lorraine Bracco is just a working girl. She just literally just always doing something.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
She
clear
is.
back since oh my heavens, early '80s, way early '80s. She's a busy girl.
Well, that's for sure.
Somebody's coming to my house.
Oh,
Who?
somebody-
What?
Yeah. Somebody's coming to my front door.
Well, gee, I would have not got the phone and got the gun. She's like, someone's coming in the house. Get the phone.
No, I'm just gonna give him a cannoli since we're talking Sopranos.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another thing.
At least it
Let's-
wasn't a snuffy cannoli.
Let's talk about the food for a minute. Holy crap piles. Did it not make you hungry for pasta every single time?
Well, I kept wondering how she could be so skinny with all that pasta.
Done. No shit. I mean, that's like a ton of carbs there.
Yeah.
But all the different pasta, the ziti's and the spaghetti and the fettuccine, and then enter in the chef
Artie.
and his restaurant and all the stuff that he would make too on top of it. And by the way, let me just add this as a little excerpt. I also have the Sopranos cookbook. They did make one, yes, indeed.
Oh.
Yes.
So what's in the Sopranos cookbook?
Hopefully not pork dishes.
No, it has various different dishes from the various regions of Italy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You don't know
It's
where it
pretty
is.
cool.
You don't know where it is then?
I know where it is. It's just not within reaching distance.
Well, darn. You should have been prepared.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
I'm teasing you, you know.
I didn't think about it until just now.
It's okay. I'm just messing with it. You can throw something
Two go out and one come back.
at me.
Well, in this case, it was 3 went out and 2 came back. Polly and Christopher, when they were trying to whack
That Russian guy?
the Russian dude.
Yeah. And he said he was in the Merchant Marines. He worked for the Interior Department. Polly goes, he was in the Marines and he was an interior decorator. Christopher goes, God, his house looked like shit. It was like, that was too funny.
And that was another thing that I enjoyed about that too. The way that they wrote things. They would just put like stuff that was kind of off the wall funny in just various spots where you didn't really expect it, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that until I said to go out and come back.
We only have 10 minutes left. When do you want to talk about the
Well,
ending?
actually, we can go a little bit longer than that because we're not on a timer on the new
Oh,
platform.
okay.
So-
She's spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the food was absolutely amazing, and I have to tell you, almost every single time when Eric and I would watch it, it was like I gotta have some pasta, so I'd have to go make some spaghetti or some fettuccine. I had to make something.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I had lasagna when I was watching that last episode.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, when you see that, it just for me, it just kind of made me hungry. But then it also just made me want my grandma's cooking, my Nona's cooking. I'm like, I miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I cracked me up when Janice decided to have family dinners. She thought that was really important.
Oh,
But they-
God. Let's talk about the Sunday family dinners. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then she ordered it and then put it in dishes. I thought, yeah, okay.
And what about I don't remember what season or episode this was specifically, but remember when Tony and his son AJ came over to Janet's house for dinner? And Uncle Juno was there.
Yeah.
And Uncle Junior kept saying something that was irritating the piss out of Tony.
Oh, that he,
What was that?
something about an athlete. He never would have made a professional athlete, or he didn't apply himself or something like that.
And then Tony got pissed and he's like, that's it. Sunday dinners are over. I just started laughing because it's so true. They always had to have the Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Always had to have the Sunday dinner with the pasta. I thought that was kind of funny. Other characters that we haven't really talked about.
Some of the friends was that Rosie. She was the wife of Jackie.
Yeah.
I liked her. She was kind of a neat character.
Mm-hmm. She was. Her character was, I think, a little bit different than anybody else's female character as far as that went. Being, the wife of a mobster and all that, even though he was deceased.
Yeah. She also got tied up with that Ralph, which I never understood.
How did he even get around so much? To me, he just seemed like a narcissistic bastard. I mean, I don't know any other way to put his character, but in that context.
Yeah. I don't know.
He did a good job at it, don't get me wrong. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that we're...
Trying to figure out what that means. Well, it's John, so LOL.
Apparently
Apparently that's because I'm loud, or what? Or am I behind again?
Oh, Eric or Ed said John is loud, LOL.
Yeah, I turned it down though. I turned it down.
Okay. Hopefully that's better.
I shouldn't be that loud anymore, Ed.
No.
Now Ed's gone. I can't hear him.
What?
Yeah, it's like, turn it down too far.
But it was kind of funny because I never heard anybody so excited when I told them that I just finished The Sopranos as Christine. Oh my God, she was like so excited. She goes, oh my God, now we can talk about it. Now we can talk about it. What did you think of blah, blah, blah? You got to come on and we got to do a show.
Yeah, you got to come on. Let's do a show.
Oh, get some pasta and wine. Come on, well, let's talk.
Well, we didn't have pasta tonight. We had pizza.
We had pizza.
But it was in squares, Joey. Not triangles.
They taste better in squares. They do.
Just saying.
You can
Just
share more.
Well, and Joey keeps talking about that, but in actuality, square pizza is incredibly popular in New York. I'm not
Is
kidding.
it?
Yeah,
Really? Huh.
yeah. I think it's called a Sicilian.
Yes,
Square,
it is.
Square pizza. They call it a
Sicilian pizza.
and it's
Mhm.
available all over New York. But it was funny that I was on that day. He's like, "Who eats pizza like that?" I don't know, millions of people
Oh yeah, no. He's
in
like,
New
"No,
York.
you have to have it in a triangle, and then you have to fold it in half, and that's the way that you
Yeah,
eat
that's
it."
authentic New York
Yeah.
style, but
Yeah.
And you got to pay $7 a slice for it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's okay.
Mr. Holster's in here now.
Oh, no. Mr. Holster joined us. What did you miss? Quite a bit.
All things soprano.
All things Sopranos.
Well, I can give you a real fast Reader's Digest condensed version there, Scott. There was a whack, and then there was another whack. Then they had some pasta. Somebody ate some pozole. There was a couple cannolis. Another guy got whacked. All right. Then this girl came by and said, "Hey, I'm going to have a kid." She got whacked. And some other people got whacked. Then they found out they talked about a guy named Christopher who was totally whacked. And then it was talking back and forth from Tony and his shrink because Tony was whacked, and it wasn't really helping that much. And we're here now. And there's a cookbook. There you are.
And don't forget about the ball busting that occurred in between.
Ball
There was a lot of that going on.
But ball busting is whack anyway, so I said whack enough.
Okay. There was one episode, and I don't remember which episode it was. I think it was later on in the season, John. I thought specifically of you.
Did a
Let me set it
meatball
up
hit
for
the
you.
floor and roll across?
Oh, no. Let me set it up for you. So the guys are working. They're taking a break. They're all sitting around in their lounge chairs, just talking amongst themselves. And the conversation turns to what they call ball busting. And the one guy got really pissed off and took offense to it. And it went up to the other guy that made the comment, and he said to him, "I should stab you in the eye."
Yeah.
And my thought was, with a fork? Just saying.
John's thing. He likes to stick forks in people's eyes. What the hell's his problem?
That's what he says all the time when he gets mad. It's like, "I should stab you in the eye with my fork." And I thought for a second, was John on there?
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you go to Joycey?
So you're telling me somebody must have heard that and they took my line. They took my line. Jersey
Fuck
criminals.
that.
Yeah. And honestly, that's another thing too. I don't know if there was more F-bombs dropped or more people died. I think it was kind of a tie. What do you think?
Yeah, it was kind of tough to know for sure.
If they weren't swearing, they were killing somebody off.
And AJ needed to be slapped a few times. My gosh.
Who was that?
AJ, the son,
Oh gosh,
little shit.
yeah,
But they're spoiled. So
yeah. Kids really were.
yeah, they
I
were.
thought they didn't. They really should have gotten way more trouble than they actually did
Yeah.
for some of the things that they did.
But it just seemed like, with the near-death experiences and all that kind of stuff, that the theme of the whole show was sort of like you just are who you are.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how they tried to change, they all kind of reverted back
Yeah.
into the old patterns.
Mm-hmm. And that's really the funny thing that I took away with Tony's character. I mean, he was there with the psychiatrist all the time. He was there trying to find answers. He was there to try to, change things up to make it more conducive for him. But in the end, like you say, he is who he is. And bottom line, he's the mob boss.
And it started out about family and it ended about family.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
talk about the ending. What did you think of it?
So, the ending. Let me just put this out there. When this actually was airing on HBO, I have to tell you that some people, the way that they ended it, thought that there was problems. So they were calling like their cable company saying,
Yeah.
"I'm watching this show and all of a sudden it just stopped. What the hell?" I can imagine the phone calls that the cable companies
And I
must
think
have
the
got.
episode was Fade to Black or something.
Let me look, but while I'm looking that up, let's see. Made in America. What's left of the Sopranos clan and the crew in hiding. Tony fishes for
Oh,
Phil's
okay.
whereabouts.
That I was wrong then.
Agent Agent Harris, AJ's tries in his SUV. Let's see.
No, that's okay. I thought it was called something, but it's not.
No, this just says the last episode, season 6, part 2, episode 9, Made in America.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I had heard too. A lot of people, because it was 10 seconds of just a blackout
Yeah.
screen,
Mhm.
and then there's all kinds of thoughts about how. My first impression was, oh, okay, it's just open ended.
Yeah.
You really don't. I thought it was a good ending because he's gonna get killed or he's gonna end up in jail or something. I mean, that's just how it's gonna go.
Well, yeah.
But in the meantime, because of the Journey song "Don't Stop Believing" playing, I figured that it was just they were just gonna, family's important. Let's just keep living.
Mhm.
Remember the good times.
Yeah. It, to me, I kind of went, are you kidding me? Because it just ended so abruptly.
Now, people thought it was because he got shot, and they said it was because whenever somebody entered the restaurant,
You never know.
he would look from Tony's point of view, is what the camera
Mhm.
would film.
With
So
a
you'd
pan.
see
Mhm.
Carmela come in, you would see
AJ came in.
come in, and you did not see
You didn't see Meadow come in.
Meadow come in, but
But
you
you saw
heard the
her-
bell ring and
yeah,
saw her running
Running
towards it. And and a guy had gone into the bathroom, so they figured that he probably got shot.
Mhm.
He had a good shot at Tony. But
Yeah.
I thought,
And there was a guy at the counter kind of looking at him funny, too.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
he's the one who went in the bathroom in the
Mhm.
members only jacket.
Yeah.
But my thought was this: if they had filmed it with him seeing Meadow coming in the door and then it went to black, I would say, yeah, he got shot and killed. But they didn't.
Mm-mm.
They showed Tony. So to
Mhm.
me, that left it just as an open ending.
And I don't think really it was that bad to leave it as an open ending, because then it gave the viewer the opportunity to write their end, to draw
Yes.
their own conclusion and say, well, this is the way I believe that, it should have happened,
Yeah.
And to me, I just thought, well, maybe they're just all getting together.
So it was really good. I was really glad I watched it because I never had cable,
Mhm.
so I never got to see that show. There's
Yeah.
a lot of shows I haven't watched yet.
So, what did you think of the Sopranos, the series overall?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though that there was two different kind of storylines going on from Tony's perspective. You had the mafia, and you had everything that pertained to that, all the violence and all the stuff that went along with it. Plus, dealing with his.
Well, I thought it
family
was
and stuff.
interesting because you'd see him. You'd think, oh, I like that Tony,
Mhm.
and then the next episode he'd do something where you're going, what a jerk,
Mhm.
and you realize, oh yeah, he is a mobster.
Yeah. But it really kind of was a yin and a yang, though.
Yeah,
because
very
you
much.
could see the good and then you could see the bad, and you just, I think you kind of, for me, I kind of went back and forth with it.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. We all have two sides.
Yeah,
You know?
and maybe that was one of the points that maybe the writers were, trying to get across. That we both have two sides or more than one side, just depending upon what the situation and issue is, and where you're at that moment. Let's see.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Sorry, I should have said spoiler alert.
Sorry, we forgot to say spoiler alert. Bearded CB. Sorry.
So I just realized I'm probably going to get a million emails.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just so into talking to this. I just kept going and going.
But you know what? If it's going to be about the Sopranos, and the Sopranos show's been over for years,
Yeah, I was going
I
to say.
would think most people
and
would know you're going to be talking about the
Yeah,
ending.
in your defense, the show did end 11 years ago.
Yes.
Yes.
It's been that long.
I just
So-
sat slow
Holy
in
cow.
watching it.
So yeah, if a decade passes, I think you don't have to call spoiler alert. Not after a decade.
This is all good here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good, good. I'm happy for that.
So
But yeah.
Chris had to wait 11 years
Yes, I did.
to discuss this with me.
Yeah.
And now she can let it all go. Oh my gosh! Finally.
Finally.
Well, now I know when we went to Vegas, she was so wanted to
Oh,
see Tony
yes.
and Tina's wedding.
Well, it was because that was kind of a spin off. But were you there that year that Wendy and I went to go to the actual Sopranos dinner that they were doing?
Oh,
In the theater.
yeah, I was.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't even know who they are, so I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
So
That was fun.
now I
That
would
was-
go.
And now you can think, I had a chance to go to that, but I didn't.
I wouldn't have appreciated it, though,
No,
because
no.
I wouldn't have known.
No, and I knew that, so I was like, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
As long as Chris had someone to go with.
That was fun because Wendy had seen it, too at that point. So, that was really fun. We had Christopher, his character, sit with us. Uncle Juno came and sat with us. And acted all
Oh, that would have
crazy.
been cool.
We had a picture taken with the guy that played Tony Soprano.
Really?
He looked kind of like him, actually, and it was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was totally
fun because
clueless, so I couldn't appreciate it.
because we did the dinner, and of course that was all pasta everything. And then during the dinner, they would come around and they would sit with you and they would interact as they were doing their whole skit. It was really fun.
Oh,
It was
cool.
really
See,
fun.
I would do that now
Yeah.
if they did it
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
It was a good time. I hope maybe sometime in the future that they do it again.
Yeah.
It's kind of speaking along that line, going back to Tony's character, James Gandolfini. It's really too bad that he passed away.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really sad. I was really sad when I found that out. That
Apparently, he was a really nice guy
Yeah.
and rather shy, didn't like the publicity.
Mm-hmm. But was very thankful that he had the opportunities that he had in doing his whole acting career.
Yeah.
He never, I don't think from what I've learned about him, he never came off as one of these people that was, overly confident about it. Or, if you said, I can't
No.
imagine, like, if you walked up to him and said, you did a really fabulous job playing Tony Soprano, you wouldn't get, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think it would be more like, oh, thank you very much for,
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
yeah,
you know.
thanks for watching. And there was a genuine appreciation behind his words.
Because, well, a lot of them did not think that this would get picked up as a series any way, shape, or form because it was just kind of way out there.
Mm-hmm.
But since it did, they're busy working away and they're not. And then there's this big, everybody's just going crazy about it. And they're like not even really aware of what a phenomenon it is because they're busy and they're working 16-hour days, putting the shows out.
That's it too. I mean, I don't think they really grasped the whole concept until probably after, the last episode had aired to really fully understand like how much that really impacted everybody watching that show.
Apparently, it's a thousand people talk about. You cannot see it on Netflix. You cannot see it on Hulu. It is available on Amazon, though.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Or get the book. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Or get the really expensive
She's
book
like-
that she has
She's like,
here.
you could always just get another job and save your money. And after a couple of years of working weekends, you can have the book,
You can have the book.
like me.
Just saying. Just saying.
Well, I think we covered it all.
I think that we did. We talked about all the characters, our favorite ones, the ones
Got your
that were so
Soprano
good.
fix in now?
I did. Now I just need my lasagna fix.
Yeah, no kidding. I know. We probably should get together and make some.
Yeah, kind of missing that this year.
Yeah,
Should
feels
be.
like August. You
Mhm.
should be making
I
lasagna,
know, right?
especially when it's hot and humid. And
Yeah.
that's the last place you want to be is in the kitchen.
That's for sure.
But last year's was the best lasagna ever. It was that
Yeah.
wine that you put in, that
Mhm.
red wine,
Oh,
just
yeah.
perfect.
Gave that sauce just the right.
Yeah, I'm
Right
freaking
on.
hungry for lasagna now. I might have to.
I know. See,
I don't
we're
know.
just talking about it how we want pasta.
I know.
Give me
It
some
has
pasta with gravy, please.
I know, that was so funny when they called it gravy.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that was the
a
other
lot,
thing.
A lot do. A lot of Italians
Yeah.
call it gravy.
Yeah.
On the east, out there.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. But that was the other funny thing. Just because when you said that, it reminded me of when Polly was over there in Italy, and he was asking for spaghetti with the sauce, and he's like, "Where's the gravy?"
Yeah.
They all have this like dazed and confused look. I'm sure they're probably thinking American gravy, mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
gravy.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that always gave me a good chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Craving the pasta. Sorry. Just So that I think pretty much wraps it up. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts or words on it?
No, it's just a really good show. I think if I watched it again, I'd understand and catch a lot more stuff. I mean, it is a show I think I could watch again.
Well, I got the book anytime.
Yeah.
She'll watch the whole series again and come over and go, you know what we got to do, Christine? What? We got to whack somebody.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
And
You
then
know
we
what?
gotta eat the
I'm
pasta
going. He's
after
got to
we
go.
walk. Yeah,
You know, I
he's
get
gotta
kind of kicked this. I go, he's got to go. Had it.
Yeah.
Tell you what, why don't you fire up one of them lasagnas again? I'll take him out back and I'll whack his ass.
Yeah, it's like I'll take him for a boat ride.
Yeah.
Out on the boat.
You got any bricks? You got any bricks around this place?
If you start taking the bricks around the fire pit, I'll know something's up.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, something's wrong with Mary. She's eating all this pasta and taking boat rides, and she's always got bricks. What the hell's going on?
I don't know what's going on with her lately.
Talk about whacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, she keeps wanting to know if she can borrow my chain. She never brings it back though. You guys should have a chain from you now, huh? You got one I can have?
Yeah.
Is there an after party?
I'm not sure. So I think that's pretty much it. I hope that everybody enjoyed the show.
Yes, thanks for joining.
Yes. Thanks, Mary, for coming on and chatting with me about this. I have to say, this was a conversation that I was really waiting for.
Oh, okay.
Really, I was. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks, everybody that joined us in the chat room. Thanks, everybody that has joined us live to listen to this evening. And I want to say thanks to everybody that will listen to us on podcast. And you can find us out there on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker.com.
And thank you,
And
John,
Google.
for your excellent skills there.
Yes.
Not a
yes.
problem.
As always, thanks, John, for driving the bus.
Am I
As I
pushing
like
this
to say.
button now?
I think you are pushing this button now. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night and a good week
We
ahead
gotta
of you.
go. We gotta go.
Gotta go. And now we're gonna.
So how'd it go?
Where